Jahan Khatun. Again, pronunciations don't hold me responsible. Heart in his beauty's garden. Heart in his beauty's garden, I, like nightingales, birds, complain, and of his roses, now for me only the thorns remain. My friends have gathered flowers, but I, because of all his harshness, can find no flowers to gather here and search for them in vain. My heart is filled with suffering, and all my doctor says is sugar from him and nothing else will lessen your heart's pain. I've filled the world with love for him, so why do I receive such cruelty from my dearest love again and yet again? My free will's gone from me, so how can my poor ears accept all the advice my clever tutor's homilies contain? No, in the pre-dawn darkness, I am like the nightingale that to the orchard sings the rose, its old lovesick refrain. I hear its strangers, whom you welcome, whom you make much of now. Let me then be a stranger in the kingdom where you reign. More birds, more book of nature, more natural world as the screen for the divine spirit within. Your heart is filled with suffering, and all my doctor says is sugar from him and nothing else will lessen your heart's pain. Your doctor is giving you love advice. Probably not a good sign for medical professionals, but it is also a mixture of the physical and the emotional, or the physical and the spiritual, perhaps even. That same familiar trope of love being pain, love being agony, love being a sickness, the idea of inconstant love. You're never quite sure where you stand with it. Sometimes it's there, but fate can take a funny twist and suddenly you're alone again. But I filled the world with love for him. Filled the world with love. Again, that's not a physical reality. That is not a statement of something that can be verified. That is an emotional truth, a spiritual truth, perhaps a religious truth. It's uncertain. It can operate on all of those levels simultaneously if you just lean into it a bit and think about it. Notice also the slight, little edgy here, little rebellious. My free will's gone from me, so how can my poor ears accept all the advice my clever tutor's homilies contain? Your teacher will tell you lots of stuff, and it's all going to sound just like lather. Forget it. It's not worth anything. Follow your heart and know yourself. That's a gutsy move in any society where, the powers that be don't like to be told that they are inconsequential. Showing a little independence, a little human identity, indissoluble into the larger whole, that's a rebellious act in itself. That is almost, dare I say, sacrilegious to a certain degree. It is certainly, I would say, iconoclastic. I'm not going to bow down to the teachers and elders and authorities around me. I'm going to assert my own right to be a human being here, even if that means to be a human being who's suffering. In the pre-dawn darkness, I am like the nightingale that in the orchard sings the rose its old lovesick refrain. We're back with the birds. We're back in nature, in the orchard. We're back with lovesick. We're back with the book of nature. That is all we have to assess the truth of God. I hear it, strangers whom you welcome, whom you make much of now. Let me be a stranger in the kingdom where you reign. That's heartbreaking right there. When your love is so overwhelming that you do sacrifice yourself. Because here she is saying, you want to go and hang out with strangers, you want to go and, have a lot of superficial relationships, you want to live this superficial life. That's fine. Let me be one of those strangers. You don't have to treat me as anything else than a stranger. But by participating in that relationship, I will still get to experience love. And by experiencing love, I get to experience God. So in a narrow, human, physical, worldly context, you are treating me like dirt. But that almost doesn't matter, because my love is so pure, so overwhelming, so elevating, that just experiencing it, even if you are, just sending me on errands and having me do your laundry, just by doing that, it will be worth it to me. Because the experience of love, with its pain, with its suffering, with its joys, and with its ecstasies, is still way better than just subsisting, than just being an inert rock. Every little word is crystallized and compacted, whereas, you could, with an epic poem, those are just really long and you can go on forever. It's just yada, yada, yada. Okay, let's scan the bejesus out of this and get to where something happens. I'm not recommending anyone do that, but I'm saying that it is a natural human instinct. Here, it is so crystalline, it is so tightly packed that you really have to go in and find, just like, all right, what is going on there? And what I keep telling you is just look for those spots that seem a little bit peculiar. Look for those words that seem odd. Look for the quirks in it. We talked earlier about just simple repetition. When you see the same phrase or word popping up again and 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 again, that's for a purpose. That's not just because they had nothing else to write. They're trying to call attention to themselves in one way or the other. And learning how to decode that, I would say, makes you a lot stronger to go through the world today, where there's a lot more text to read in one form or another. And getting in the habit of figuring this stuff out can make it, at least teaches you that you have the ability to figure it out. And you don't just say, oh, I don't get that. Which is human, but it's lazy. And we could all do a little bit better than that.